It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Primetime.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on town, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Green Bay Packers. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
Here's Anders Carlson set to get this one started, and we are underway here at Lambeau. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And one of the linebackers has got it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them. And boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8. Glove. Towards the middle and caught by Musgrave. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. A nice game there to his trusty tight end, and now it's got them thinking opening drive touchdown here as they get into the red zone.
And in most cases with your tight end, you feel like you've got a mismatch no matter who's covering it. Is it a small cornerback? Is it a linebacker who may not run as well? In any event, whatever you see, you think that tight end can win that battle.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
2nd down and 6 now. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So off goes Love. On is Carlson for the Packer field goal. That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. And his kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. Well, they had the great field position to start that opening drive. They only get 3 out of it, but still they get 3. So maybe kind of a win for the offense, Charles, and kind of a win for the defense as well.
Yeah, I would say win-win seems to sum the whole thing up because where that ball was placed to start, that's tough on a defense, and they held them to 3. Now, if you're the offense, you're thinking to yourselves, how do we open up the playbook later on in this game and turn this 3 into 6s down the stretch?
So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 4. Here is Young. That's the tight end, Jesper Horsted. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll give this to Hubbard running right. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Young will set to throw. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Young to throw it. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out, because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 3rd down, Love. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Following the interception, Young toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Chuba Hubbard, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. Now, these are not going to be easy on a cold, snowy night, but this one is up and through. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Now a hit and a loose football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. So problems there on the return, very costly, not what you need when you've just surrendered the lead.
Not at all, because this now has a chance to really snowball on them quickly. Their offense was on the sidelines talking about getting on the field and getting that score back.
And they'll run on 1st down with Hubbard. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Preston Smith there on the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2. Here's 2nd and 7. As they've got it as we resume action. Young. Looking middle, and that's complete. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. On the handoff, running left is Hubbard. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Chuba Hubbard with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And they are able to add on to their advantage. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Keyshawn Nixon now on the return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they're dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And he'll send this one into the cold Lambeau night. That's taken at around the 40. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Here comes Chuba Hubbard. Let's take a closer look at him. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
So that a free 15 yards.
And it's always a tough one as a defender because a lot of the penalties that you commit, pass interference, holding, when they happen, you actually know what you're doing. But a face mask penalty, a lot of times it's inadvertent, but it still costs you the same amount of yardage.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Right back to Hubbard. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 49 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
1st down, Panthers.
The throw finding its target, the tight end Horsted. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
And they run the option on 2nd down. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all. As we will make our way to the 2-minute warning.
Here we go, set.
Young on 3rd down. Throw out wide is incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down. So Young will head to the sideline, and on is Pinheiro for the Panther field goal. That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Packers ready to take over offensively. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. On second down, Love once more. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Play fake. Here's Love. That is caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 25 yards that time. The clock rolls as the Packers look to hurry things up. Play action this time with Love. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. First down now, but that clock rolling. Again, it's Love. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
On second down, Jacobs. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked it down to full?
And he'll try and throw here on the fake. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Panthers will get the football back. Well, I see what they were trying to do there. You pop up your holder, roll him out. You got the option to run or pass. Just didn't work.
Not at all. The communication was excellent defensively to make sure that receivers were covered as they escaped from the line of scrimmage, because that's supposed to be a surprise to everyone, and that's how they get free. People forget their assignments on defense. That didn't happen. And think about the guy rolling out with the football, looking for an open person. No one there.
Helpless feeling.
Helpless because that gap between you and defenders now is going to close and close quickly.
And Young's throw there incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This time they stay on the ground. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Here comes Reed. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. That's taken in, Dontavian Wicks. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
On the field goal, a 54-yard attempt.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Welcome Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Not too many breaks ahead, according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And the Packer offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
31 yards there and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Here we go. Here we go.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Right. On the ball.
Love, they go play action now. Completed out left to Dobbs. Touchdown, Packers. Romeo Dobbs, 51 yards. And the Packers have cut it back within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Anders Carlson now for the point after. And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10. Just a 4-play drive that time. And that drive all capped off with a Romeo Dobbs touchdown. Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Flush to his right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And bulldozing his way through. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. 99 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Check right.
First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on second down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, take it.
He's got it for a Panther touchdown from 19 yards away. And the Panthers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Green Bay about set for another series. Here comes Romeo Dobbs. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that, because it has been pretty good. but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
And when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
You get hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Same target, it's Jacobs again. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down. Now Love. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson, 51 yards. And the Packers have got it back to within a score. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said, it's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
Yeah, my bad.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here comes Chuba Hubbard. Let's take a closer look at it. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's second down. Straight ahead with Hubbard, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Young to throw it. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That third down conversion good for 23.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down. Spectacular catch turns into a first down.
First down saves him. He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to get it back here just past the 35. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4.
Ready, set.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They go bootleg. Love. Now this aired out deep for Reed. Touchdown, Packers! Jaden Reed, 37 yards. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Now Carlson for the extra point. It through, and we are tied here in the 4th. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And he returns this to the 22. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 25-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instinct. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. The return is Reed. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 78 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, and this is a 1st down. Love looking to throw it. A short throw to Musgrave. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it's 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
And fights through one man. And good power running, but he's still going to be about a yard short.
A short gain that doesn't get him the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. Who wants it more? This is 4th and a yard. This is Davis. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. Well, they did the part they had to do. Quick throw got the 1st down.
But that doesn't allow them to relax. They still have plenty of work to do.
On the carry, it's Davis. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Once again, it's Jacobs. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. They'll run right here with Jacobs as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go away.
Yeah, as I said, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts.
And I know they would have loved to have had a touchdown there to give them some cushion. But now, kick the field goal. Get the lead. Let your defense bring you home. Show some faith in those guys on the other side of the ball.
All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Well, now how about this return? And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So now Young and the Panthers down 27-24, 34 seconds to go. Now Young, they need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Young to throw. Complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner. You watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now Young. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. What a game we were treated to in this one. And then on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could